Hey there, it's Ben from Pattern Profits bringing you the weekend update and weekly watch list for the week of May 9th. First, taking a look at the IWO, not much to like here in small cap growth. New lows again last week. This 231 to 233 area that acted as support back here, if we do see any bounce, may act as resistance. 1020 cloud right there was midweek was resistance as well. So even if we see some bounce there, be aware of those levels above. FFTY also new lows, and again just kind of melting lower. Growth in general not looking good. You see the 10 portion 1020 cloud just barely got up there to tag it and then rolled back over. The one that does look just a little bit different is PDP, the momentum ETF, holding above those lows and not melting below those February lows, at least not yet. So we'll see if they're able to manage a bounce and if there is any appetite for growth stocks. You'll find, even as we get into the watch list, most of it is quite defensive still. The charts that look best, still mostly defensive names, starting with Hershey, Flag. Nice run and consolidating up high. You've got a pretty clean descending trend line there and an inside day to work with from Friday. Inside day there, high 226.88. Up and over that should get you through that descending trend line. Just make sure you move into new highs. Take out the high there, 231.59. That prior high. Again, that's Hershey, HSY, EQT, another one similar type look. Nice run, 1020 cloud acting as support, consolidating up high, and flag pattern watch for the move through that descending trend line. Same thing here. You've got an inside day there from Friday over 42.78. Get you up and out of there. Should get through that trend line. Just make sure you take out the high. Again, that's EQT. Merck looks great. Little bit of a different look to Merck. You've got this cup with handle pattern, and move that up. 89.48, the standard pivot. Tried to go, wasn't able to push through and hold that pivot. Then consolidating, 1020 cloud acted as support. I added that anchored VWAP off of that breakout attempt. You're back above there too. So just need a big volume move through 89.48. Just be aware 91.40, the high on the other side. If you do push through here, that level may act as resistance. Again, that's Merck, MRK. And in the same group, you have Bristol Myers, BMY. Nice move through this pivot. Then you had a 3 weeks tight. Really nice move out of there. And now you've got an inside day Friday up against that descending trend line. Just need to push up and out of there. The high there was 76.85. So up and over 76.85 should get you through that trend line. And again, just want to make sure it moves into new highs. Again, that's Bristol Myers, BMY. Also going to take a look at KO, Coca-Cola Company. I have an anchored VWAP in there because it's acting as resistance, but if you don't have access to anchored VWAP, can use a descending trend line. Either way, it has to push through there, get above there, close above there. Tried to go on Friday, couldn't close above, came back in. So again, just kind of flagging there. 1020 acted as support on the way up, and now looking to reclaim that. You'd also take out that descending trend line. Beware that high there on strength, that 67.20. So if you do see the strength here, want to make sure you take out that 67.20 level so that you don't get a lower high and then roll back over. Again, that's Coke. I also have Philip Morris, Altria Group, MO, high and tight and descending trend line here. This anchored VWAP holding as support the last few sessions. So just want to see if that can push up and through that descending trend line. You see 1020 cloud also acting as support on the way up. So we'll see if Altria Group can move up and over that descending trend line and into new highs. Going back to energy, XEL. This is one that's, let me zoom out a little bit. Cup with handle pattern here and a little bit larger base than many of these others we were looking at. Came back in, retested that pivot 72.94, closed at 73.08. You've got kind of a little VWAP pinch there off of the swing low and off of the high. Price kind of pinched in there along with that pivot. So just looking for that to make the turn. Got an inside day there on Friday. See if that can come out to the upside. High there was 73.29. Come up and over that, get back above 1020 cloud and push out of that pinch to the upside. Maybe get another run. Again, that's XEL energy. Really been the go-to sector. And we're going to take a look at Chevron, CVX. Let me bring this over just a little bit closer. And quite a few in this group kind of look this way. Flag pattern, big volume on the way up, consolidating, quiet volume as it consolidates. Now just want to see if it's going to push through that pivot, 174.76. The pivot there, want to see big volume come back in as it pushes through that pivot. You're right there, 10, 20, 50, power of 3 kind of set up just below. So those levels tend to act as support. You have volume shelf point of control built out just below there too. So can bench risk very tightly here and then get in ahead of that breakout through the pivot at 174.76. Again, that's Chevron, CVX. We have Pilgrim's Pride. We had this one last week. Still hasn't gone. 29.18 cup with handle. You got a little handle in there now. 10.20 cloud acting as support. This tightened up a little bit. Now just needs to push back through that pivot. 29.18, the pivot closed at 29.17. A little descending trend line on there too. Just want to see it push up and through there. Did get a couple pocket pivots up the right side. Zoom out a little bit. You'll see it's part of a larger pattern too. 29.70, the high over there to be aware of if it does push up and out of this pattern. Again, that's PPC. And then one more to look at, Quest Diagnostics. And this one thinking more on the short side. Let me zoom out that volume by price just a little bit more. And we had anchored VWAP from off of the low and year-to-date anchored VWAP acting as resistance here. You also have the power of 3 set up there with 10, 20, 50 clouds real tight and actually just above price. Had this little run higher as volume was decreasing, and you see the big red candles as far as volume goes. So I'm leaning more towards this one on the short side. Quest Diagnostics DGX can be played on the long side if it were to push back above year-to-date anchored VWAP and above and get back above 10, 20, 50 cloud. But again, I'm leaning short here, but want to see it break lower first. That's all I've got into the week ahead. Hope you have a great trading week, and I will see you over on FinTwit.